Hey, what's up guys? This is Liang. Today's video is gonna be a DIY on how I made this backpack out of an old jeans. Ta-da! For YouTube cover. Yay! So for front, it has a pockets, belt loops, and D-rings around two sides. And also with a zipper pocket right here. Let me open it. So of course with Levi's logo right here. Let's turn around, see the back. Very simple with the handle, shoulder straps with accessories. Let's look at the side. I put almost a whole entire waistband all around the upper body. It's kind of interesting design, right? And I feel like it's really functional because if you button on, you can definitely use it as a handle, right? And then for the rest of the waistband, I use it right here. Alright, let's look at the inside. Inside, I put the lining and also a zipper pocket right here. With the lining, the back looks really neat and clean. If you guys watched my another similar video, I'll put a link card right here so you guys can check that out. If you watched that video already, you guys should have noticed that some parts of that video were missing, like the measurement of the shoulder straps. Well, it was a sad story because I accidentally deleted the part of the video in my camera, and some of the comments saying that they didn't get it because the video wasn't in English. After that, I started to learn English and it took me a lot of time. It wasn't an easy process. This video I practiced thousands of times. I'm just kidding. Alright, but anyway, if you want to know how to make this super cool backpack, keep watching and give me a thumbs up. If you have any question, please leave your comments below and I'll see you later.
Alright, I'm back. So today I'll be using this pair of maternity jeans and some remaining part from another denim. First, you're gonna seam rip along the waistband and cut off the piece as much as you have. So this is what I got right now. I added another piece from the back of it itself, and then you're gonna sew along with a straight stitch and also the belt loop. Kind of cool, right? Grab one of the pant legs. We're gonna line the thicker side seams with the top and then attach the zipper in between them. With the zipper, you're gonna flip it over and then line it up at the edge of the fabric. After you sew along with the straight stitch, you're gonna lay over another piece of denim fabric on the other side of the zipper and sew them along. For the lining of the pocket, the measurements are gonna be 14 by 18 inches. You're gonna line one side of the lining with the edge of the zipper, sew it with a straight stitch, and then you're gonna repeat it on the other side of the zipper. Usually I'll go top stitching on top of the main fabric next to the zipper to give a clean finish. Let's move to the pattern of the back. The measurements I have right here is roughly 12 by 15 inches. I kind of freehand cut this shape. You can design different shapes because this is DIY, right? Next, we're gonna cut the fabric of 3 by 2 inches. These are gonna be the D-ring straps. You're gonna sew the D-rings next to the zipper. I really like it because I feel like it's really functional and convenient. Then you're gonna grab the other pant leg, line it up with this piece we have, and we're gonna cut out the same exactly shape, and that's gonna be the back of the backpack. Next, let's move to the side of the backpack. The main fabric and the lining are the same measurements. So now you're gonna cut the waistband at the exactly same length as the fabric you have, and these are gonna be connecting with the zipper. For the rest part of the side area, including the lining fabric, you're gonna make sure the measurements of the width are 4 inches. And for the length, I would recommend that keep the length a little bit longer because we're gonna cut out the extra fabric after we sew them on. So now with the rest waistband, we're gonna sandwich the main fabric and the lining and sew them along. For the other side, you need to prepare a zipper and then attach the zipper on as shown. After I sewed the zipper on, I realized that I made a mistake. The lining that I sewed on, it wasn't lining. Actually, it's a pocket lining. So I cut off the extra lining fabric and it lined the edge with the zipper, sewed them on as a pocket. As for the real lining, I cut off another lining fabric, lay over on top of the piece I have, and then sew them along. Let's move to the zipper. Grab the main piece of the fabric, face down, line it up with the edge of the zipper, and lay over on top of the lining, and you're gonna sew them along. And then you're gonna top stitching on top of that to give a little clean finish. Then you're gonna sew this waistband on. Make sure you leave enough unsewn part around the center, because this can be another handle of the backpack as mentioned at the beginning. And sew the other side as well. Next, we're going to be using the bias tapes to bind and finish the two sides of the raw edges. And lay over these two side pieces on top. Sew them along. So this is how it looks like after I sew the whole entire side pieces. The inside also looked really clean. For those uneven parts, just trim the extra, then you should be okay. Alright, let's move to the lining. Cut the lining the same exactly shape as the main fabric, and then we're gonna work on the inner pocket. You're gonna lay over the rectangle piece of fabric on one of the lining, and then sew all the way around the little rectangle shape you just drew. And then you're gonna use the scissors to cut inside the shape as shown. I figured that out is like Y shape. After that, you can flip it over and add the zipper on. So this is how my zipper pocket turns out. Sew the lining and the main fabric together to keep them not running away. And then we're gonna sew along the zipper with the front of the backpack. Make sure leave the unsewn part about 3 inches at the very bottom of the bag, and then you're gonna mark the midpoint, cut the extra from the side pieces, fold in on one side and lay over on the other side of the piece, and you're gonna sew along. For the lining, you're gonna cut some fabric underneath the lining, fold in the lining and cover others. So now the part of the lining looks really nice. Once we finish that, let's move to the straps. The webbing I got from Amazon, it'll give your bag more professional look. I also added slide buckle triclid to give my bag more finished look. Then you're gonna fold the webbing, sew it with a crisscross line. And now we're gonna sew the handle. Then we're gonna mark 1.5 inches starting from the top, line up the webbing, cut out at about the same length, because we're gonna sew the handle and the shoulder straps onto the body of the backpack. After sew them on, then we're gonna use the webbing to cover all the raw edges of the part. Then we're gonna mark 2 inches on each side of the backpack, because these are where the straps are. You're gonna sew these crisscross stitches on each side of the straps, and then buckle on. This part looks good, so now you can assembling the rest part of the backpack, and we are almost done. For the binding and finishing raw edges, you can choose either webbing or the bias tapes. It's up to you. I used the webbing because I feel like the webbing can hold the shape of my backpack really well. For the midpoint, you can fold one side of the webbing and then sew them along. Alright, finally we finished the project. Oh-ho! We have a new backpack. It's so cool, right? Check out everything you sewn and enjoy your new backpack. And I'll see you in next video. Bye!